Hello and welcome back to Football Manager Imperialism. This is the second episode. Hope you enjoyed the first, hope you watched first. You saw 18 teams fall. This is going to be quite a long series, as I've told you a few times, so hopefully we'll get rid of a few more this time around. So let's get straight into it. Let's go straight to the wheel and spin, and we'll see who we get. And we're going to get them. And Entente, Boulet, Rouge, in MRI in the hospital. Who are MRI? It is Mauritius. And which way are they going to be attacking? Well, look, before we find them on the map, they're going to go northwest. I think this is Mauritius. I'm just going to have to double check. That's Seychelles. Mauritius is this one. Okay, we were close. I knew it was an island. Okay, yes. These, and they're going northwest, which means they are going out of the country, probably towards Madagascar. It is going to be towards Madagascar. I'm going to have to bring the arrow through. Looking at that, they're going to be hitting up here. Oh, sorry, I mean it doesn't really matter. I think we're fairly certain that it's going to hit onto this country here. Shouldn't have pressed that button. Sorry, and which this country, and we know what country it is. It's Madagascar. This team here, which is Tiakitra. So I will set that game up and we will see what happens. Okay, we're just about to go around through the team Entente, Boulet, Rouge, Rovers. Jesus Christ, it's even longer than it was before. Versus Tiakitra, and these teams I wasn't expecting it, but are pretty even on paper. Similar to how. Oh, there we go. 3-2 in the end. It is a 96th minute winner. Sebastian Rossetti is the goal scorer there. I mean, look at the level of players we've got. But that gets them into Madagascar. We will see how this changes things with the spin of the wheel. So click everywhere but the actual spin button. It looks like one. It is going to be one. I don't know why I held on that long. So Tiakitra, their best player is Melin Vitazara. So he will be going across to that Mauritian team. Not going to say it again. And there we have it. Tiakitra have gone, and the Mauritian team, Entente, Boulet, Rouge, Rovers, have moved into Madagascar here in the northeastern area. We will go back to the wheel and spin and see who we get next. And it is Rosenborg in Norway. That's relatively easy to find. Which way are they going to attack as well? We'll get that started. So I remember Rosenborg used to be the team in Norway, or one of the biggest teams in Norway at the time. When I used to watch Champions League way back in the day in the 90s. They were there, so we're going southeast. Yeah, this is Rosenborg. Yep, just double checking, and they're going southeast. From there, it's going to hit here, isn't it? I think if we just double check the arrow, yeah, it's more to the east than it is to the south. So they're going to be facing off against Ranheim. Okay, we're just about to go into the Rosenborg-Ranheim match, and I was trying to think of the Rosenborg players who I used to think were really good back in the day. You know, in the old, I think it might have been champ managers. Possibly very early football managers. We had players like Rostrand. I remember Stefan Everson was there. Picked him up on one of my saves where he had like shooting 20, heading 20, which is just ridiculous. Ridiculously dangerous player. Then he went Spurs. And I was racking my brain thinking there was another player. And actually in Ranheim squad, Per Siljan Scalebird is there. He was a bit later on, but I remember him very well. He's 36 now, but actually playing against Rosenborg in this game, so that might be somewhat interesting. So let's see how this one turns out. Not as interesting as we thought. 3-1 Rosenborg. They were a division higher, to be fair. It looks like Ranheim are going to be giving up at least one player. Well, we say at least one player. Giving up their land at least. And then how many players are they going to give up? We'll see. It's going to be one. So one player for Rosenborg from Ranheim. It's not going to be Per Siljan Scalebird. Difficult to say. It's going to be Morten Conradsen, who's actually not too bad. A bit all-rounder as a kind of a backup. would fit quite nicely into Rosenborg's side. And there we go, Rosenborg have taken the land of Ranheim. I forgot what they were called then for a second. Yeah, so they are now very much in line to either start their journey into Sweden or possibly one of the more difficult ties for them in Bodo Glimt. So we now need to pop back over to the wheel. So we're now going to spin. Let's see who we get. It is going to be Nizhny Novgorod. They're in Russia. Nizhny Novgorod. Yep, I'm never going to say it right. And they are going to attack. I was about to say, for their sake, their best bet for a lot of the Russian sides, which are always all down the western side of Russia, or the west coast of Russia, as you can see in the Asian map. Because the majority of Russia is in Asia, so I'll just put it in there for ease. So Nizhny, the best bet obviously is not moving into Europe that way. It is building up some land, building up some players from around this area. I don't know what their logo looks like, unfortunately. There's quite a lot of teams here, so just bear with me. Okay, so Nizhny are this one here, and they were moving southeast from memory. If you're taking it from the middle of their logo and going southeast, even if you're going very, very southeast, we're going to say it's going to hit Rubin. That's Rubin Kazan, who used to play in the Champions League at one stage, I seem to recall. So this is Rubin Kazan versus, as it says on here, Pari N being Nizhny Novgorod. Some of the Football Manager names are going to be different to the actual names of the clubs, and unfortunately I've kind of mixed and matched how they're referenced on the wheel, but only because going through that many teams just killed me. So we're going to see who wins in this all-Russian affair. Wow, 5-4. That is a high-scoring exciting game. It's very close. I was about to say they're both in the same division. Similar level of ability. But yeah, 5-4, that's an impressive one. So let's see. Pari took the lead, went 2-0 up, brought it back to 3-2. 2-2, sorry. Then they went 3-2 down, 4-2 down, brought it back to 4-3, went 5-3 down, and then Boselli scored in the 90th minute, but it wasn't enough. What a game that was. But as it stands, Pari are going to lose, Vyacheslav Grulev. He's going to go across, we say this every time, don't we? One time I'm going to remember to actually spin this wheel before saying who they're going to get, because they're not going to get anyone here. Yep, 0. Okay, so I'll just change the land, sort the land out, and we'll move on with our lives, I guess. On to the next one. And there we have it. Rubin are now a proud owner of this L-shaped bit of land in Russia. They are surrounded on all sides by Russian teams. Possibly a chance to get some good bits of land, especially if they go to the east, where there's the occasional team with huge areas of land, because, for instance, this team here, SKA Khabarov, I think, basically control that entire eastern seaboard of Russia, because there are no other teams in the top 2 divisions who are based over that way. So if we go to the wheel and take a spin, and we will see who's next to come. We've still not had Oceania yet. We're into our second episode, and we're not quite there. It's Bhutan, so it's this Asia, towards the southeast of Asia. Thimphu City. Spin the arrow to see which way they're going to go first before I go and locate them on the map. So they're going southwest. If I find my map, we need to go into Asia. No, we're still in Asia. I forgot about that. Russia is classed as Asia in this, aren't they? I always get Bhutan and Brunei mixed up. Brunei's over there, isn't it? This is going to be Bhutan. Thimphu City, perfect. That's a really, really good guess, to be fair. So they're going to go southwest, was it? Just double check. Yes, southwest. With the line going from there, I'd say it probably does graze the top of this for an inter-Bhutan game, rather than this giant bull which you see coming out of Western China. Again, because there's no other teams who are over that side of China. I did change that on some of the later ones. Or, as you can see here with Nepal, I just split it into equal sections, because Otherwise, you're just going to get these huge swaths of land, which don't actually mean anything really within this thing, apart from making you more of a target early doors. Or at any point, really. So, Thimphu City are going to go and attack Paro. Okay, so now for Thimphu City versus Paro. Thimphu City were slight favourites, but they're very, very close in terms of ability. So we'll see how this goes. And it is very, very close. It is, well, I say that, if you look at the stats, it's very, very one-sided, really, in Thimphu City's favour. I did say they were slight favourites, and they've managed to scrape through 1-0. Let's give the wheel a spin and see if they're going to get any players, or how many players they're going to get from Paro. And is it going to be 0 again? It's 0 again, so no more players. Not the best for the teams around that area. They need to get players and need to bulk out their squads to get better players in there. So they're not going to get that. Instead, they're going to just take the land off Paro here. I'll get that sorted. So there we are. Thimphu City have taken Paro's land. Let's go back to the wheel and spin and see where we're going. Oceania? Germany again. So we're back to Germany. The second time we've been to Germany. It's Union Berlin. And they are going to be playing against a team who are north to them. So let's head over to Europe again. Head down here. Berlin is around here. There they are. Union Berlin. And if they're going to go north, they're going to hit Hertha Berlin. So it is a derby. Let's get that set up, shall we? Okay, we're here with Union Berlin versus Hertha Berlin. Hertha were always, as I was growing up, a lot of this story is going to be as I was growing up. Hertha were always the top side in Berlin at the time, from memory. Union Berlin, obviously, are now Bundesliga 1 side, Hertha Bundesliga 2. But as we saw with the Wolfsburg-Hanover game, it could go either way. So let's have a see. But it has gone the way of the Bundesliga 1 side. It is Union Berlin. It's one goal and then missed a penalty. Relatively close game, but as it is, Union Berlin win. They're going to potentially take some players from Hertha. Ooh, it's still just a 1. Okay, you may wonder why I had just flip a coin up, and that's because I checked the players before. And Hertha have got 2 players with 130 current ability, and I know we just guessed at 1 before, but if we're going to have more than 1 person on there, we'll flip a coin. If it's going to be 3 people, then we're going to have to spin a wheel instead. But for the time being, I've just got the flip a coin one, so we'll say John Brooks' heads and Fabian Reese's tails. We'll flip the coin. John Brooks. So John Brooks will be going across to Union Berlin. So there we are. Union Berlin have taken over the entire northeast region of Germany, now bordering on Poland, Pogoń Szczecin. We've got FC Pauli around them, Hanover, who of course beat Wolfsburg before, and Magdeburg below them. Or, next time they come up, they could be moving north into Sweden or across to Denmark. Could be, they've got quite a lot of options still open to them, should I say. So we will go back to the wheel, spin that, and hopefully we're going to get an Oceanic team. Probably not, though. Though, to be fair, Oceania is going to be a problem, which I'll explain when we get there. Austin FC, we're going back to the USA. Obviously, last time we went to the USA, they were invaded by Monterrey. It was Rio Grande Torres? Don't know exactly Torres. Either way, the team in the very south of Texas. We're going back to Texas, though, with Austin FC, after we've done our spin or our arrow. See which way they'll be going. They were going east. So now we'll go back to our map to North America. Zoom in down here. So Austin FC are here and they're going east, which is slightly south. From the centre of there, they're going to be playing Houston Dynamos. So it's an all Texas affair. I can't remember. I think I know Houston Dynamos are MLS. Can't remember if Austin are. But we'll have to see. Okay, so we're set up ready for Austin FC versus Houston. I did look. They're both actually in the MLS. They're both in the Western Conference, which confused me because where I'd put Houston on the map, they're more towards the east, but it's just the way, obviously, the teams fall. I mean, you've got about 25,000 in Florida alone. So we're going to have a look and see what the score is. It's a 2-0 win to Houston. Jack McGlynn and Ezequiel Ponce. The goal scorers, they were actually outshot but not outpossessed. And that meant nothing really for them in the end. I mean, they won. So comfortably 2-0. Let's have a look and see. Well, I don't know why I spanned that one. Let's spin this one instead. And then we'll see how many players are going to go to Houston from Austin. It's going to be the 1. So if we go back, have a look at Austin's team. It looks like it's going to be the Albanian Muhaza United, who doesn't look too bad. Nice and aggressive. Houston have taken over Austin's area, which completely cuts off San Antonio from going north. They can only go and basically face Monterrey or Houston, or by some absolute fluke they could move out of the southeast and that would head down. You'd skip past the coast of Mexico there, and it would probably hit possibly Jamaica, I think, looking at that, which is probably their best way out of this. They wouldn't want to go down, I can tell you that much. Monterrey have got quite a stacked team. So we need to go back and spin the wheel, and to do that we will click here again and again and again. So we are picking up Kiyovu from Rwanda. Have we been to Rwanda before? I feel we might have done. Let's just have a quick check. Rwanda, yeah, we have been to Rwanda. So 2 times to Rwanda, still not to Oceania, but we managed to find one of the smallest countries in Central Africa, one of the smallest countries in Africa, full stop, and somehow managed to get back there again. At least not going overseas anyway, so they're going to go southwest. Okay, so Kiyovu are this country here. No they're not, they're this area of Rwanda here, this team. So they were going to go southwest. So I'd say it's still hitting, oh my word, Al-Gaish, for control of this southwest area of Rwanda. So we're here for Kiyovu versus Al-Gaish. Kiyovu are overwhelming favourites when I saw the odds which it shows before the match. I think they were 91-1 on to actually win the game. So it'd be a shock if they didn't. So, I mean, it would be a big shock. But they were run close, and it took a 90th minute winner from Cedric McGenzie, who's just, every time I see a lower league team or a team from one of the smaller nations or something like that, this kind of player is someone who will tear up that league. Where you've got your acceleration and pace, natural fitness. 13 is a very high stat in those leagues. But they're dribbling and finishing as 13 as well as heading. I mean, the guy's great. The only downside he's got is his jumping reach only being 5. Never click that spin. I just want to be able to click anywhere on it for it to work. And is it going to be? It is 3 players. Just by me saying they're the overwhelming favourites, so I don't know how good the players of Al-Gaish are going to be. They've got 3 relatively good players for that kind of squad. Let me just double check Kiyovu's squad. So they'll fit in down here. So they'll be backups more than anything, but that shows you the difference between the actual teams. So it's going to be Patience Nidikurio, Abdulrami Rukundo, and Narcisse Masudi. My African pronunciation's not good. So Kiyovu have moved into the southeastern region of Rwanda, and we will go back to the spinner and see Oceania, Ivory Coast. We're still in Africa, and ASI Dabanguru. It's going to be French sounding, but I am not, as you may have picked up from my accent. So we're going to go west. Again, east and west don't compute properly in my head. I have to, every single time, N-E-S-W, and do the rhyme in my head. For those who don't know the rhyme, there's several different ones. I'm not going to say the one which goes through my head. Yeah, but yeah. Oh, it's a lovely purple one as well. Get back. So they were going due west, so they're going to literally play SO Army, which is going to be the, as you'll notice with a lot of the teams in Africa, and actually in Asia, and a lot of the island countries as well, the Oceanic countries. In the top division, they tend to have the police who have a team, and the army who have a team. Sometimes it's the Air Force, sometimes it's the Navy. They usually have someone like that there. Interestingly, in South Korea, there's one team that you cannot manage, so to speak, in Football Manager, even with this mod that I'm using, and that is a team I can't remember the name of. I'm not going to go searching for it now because it'll just add nonsense for it. But it basically, when the Koreans are doing their civic service and having to go to the army for a certain amount of seasons or a certain amount of years, they basically can get a transfer or a loan to this football club which is in the top division. There are several different clubs further down the pyramid, but there was one club in the top division, and everyone goes basically on loan or tries to go on loan there. Sometimes that position which that player, like one of the players who's going to go and do their service, is already taken, so they can't get there, so they'll go down the leagues and have to play down there for a couple of seasons. And that is actually where a few highly talented Korean players have dropped off the map a bit, because they've played at a level much lower than what they should be playing at and what level they should be training at, and unfortunately it's meant that they haven't been able to go on and do quite as well as they were probably thought they were going to do. Anyway, I went off on a tangent there. So it's going to be these two playing off against each other, the army team and the long-named team I can't pronounce or remember. Abenguru. I'll stop saying Abenguru. Okay, we're all ready for ASI Dabenguru versus SO Army. SO Army are the stronger team here. I would expect them to win, but expectations can be smashed. It is ASI Dabenguru. Just to make me say that over and over again during the course of this video and many more videos apparently, but somehow they've managed to come out as 2-0 victors. They are not as good a team, so that's a big shock within one nation. And so SO Army have gone out already. That's a big turn up for the Bucks. I mean, they were played off the park possession wise. Shots were quite equal, but wow. Okay. Let's not go to the map. Let's spin the arrow first. Spin the wheel, sorry, not the arrow. We'll see how many players. I mean, this is going to boost their team right up. Every time I say that, 0 will come up. 1. So it's one player, but it'll still give them a big boost for who they had. We've got Ange, good old Ange Ponde. 101 current ability, which is huge considering if you look at ASI's team, it is 92 current ability there, but they've also got a lot of players who don't actually exist, so having more of these players to actually bulk out the team. I think when I was looking at the lineups, Eric Kone was playing, who's a midfield, he's there, midfielder centre, 51 current ability, doesn't actually exist. Highest stat is an 8, and he's very consistently 8 down his technical stats, and in several other areas of the thing as well. It's just basically he's very 8 except for leadership, flair, determination, bravery, aggression and natural fitness. Everything else is an 8. Is that just something which is standard? Oh, he's actually slightly better. He's got 9s across them. So is that just a standard thing for these greyed out players? Maybe I've just never seen it before because I've never seen the greyed out players properly. Either way, again, going off before when I said about civic duty and national service, I was talking about not civic duty. I just couldn't think of the word, so the first word that came to head came out, and I'm trying my best not to say too many times, because after editing the last video, I never want to hear myself again. So there is ASI Dabenguru, slowly getting there, taking over the army's land, which obviously SO Army, the team rather than the Ivory Coast Army, Côte d'Ivoire, if you want to call it by that name as well. Within Football Manager, it's called Ivory Coast, so that's why I instantly went for that. We need to spin the wheel again, don't we? See where we're going. Are we going to get to Oceania in the first 10 episodes? Maybe, maybe not. We're going to Oceania, because I am fairly certain that's Tonga. I got very excited then, and like I say, it's going to be some horrible measuring. It is Tonga, and it's Marist in Tonga, and let's see where they're going. Hopefully, against another Tongolese side. Not Tongolese, Tongolese maybe. So they're going to go pretty much south, slightly to the west. Let's go to Oceania, the map, the untouched map. Right, first things first. Where is Tonga? They're the Samoas, so I need to try and work it from there. So this is Tonga. Yep, this is come back Tonga. So I'm hoping if it's going south, I'm hoping it's one of these. The main reason being is that because there's so many small islands here, if you're going off around the world and you somehow manage to miss all these other islands, I mean, Tonga are likely to hit there. If they're going south that way, New Zealand, but anywhere south that way, and we're going to be coming in the other side of the world, so I don't know how I'm going to work that out, but for the time being, let's actually find out where Marist are based within here. Are you the middle one? No. Are you the giant M? You are. Good, because that means they're going to be playing against Navutoka? Okay, we're all ready for the Navutoka versus Marist Tongan Titan clash. First match in Oceania, and it's ended 4-1 to Marist. That's a big one. And they managed to get a man sent off and still scored afterwards. David Uhatai. Lots of chances, both sides. More possession here for Marist. It clearly paid off. Hat-trick for Jacob Taviti, as you can see. Determination 16, so even if he was like their best player and was getting us upgrades, he'd only ever have 4 extra upgrades. So he'd never become a world beater, so to speak, because of that determination, which is actually a detriment to him. Whereas in-game, normally a youngster, I mean he's 20, but you'd be looking for youngsters with high determination, because that's usually a way to get them to push on. He's not a model citizen, so he wouldn't have fully pushed on, but that's what we would look for when you're looking for youngsters, when you're scouting them as well. So I will be needing to spin the wheel. I nearly said move players around, but we don't know if we're moving anyone yet, because 0 comes up a lot more frequently than I would anticipate. It's gone past 0, it's gone through, it's going to land on 1. So it's just the one player going across from Navutoka. The player will be, okay, so this is where I said I've got the coin flip, and we're going to do the coin flip for the person. We've got 3 of them all on 30 current ability, which is frustrating, so I'm going to have to create a new wheel, so bear with me on that. Okay, we've populated with the 3 players. Frustrating me that the 2 of them are pink and 1's purple, but we'll go with it, and we'll see who is the player that Marist are going to take. And it looks like it's going to be the one with the most difficult name to say. Okay, thanks for that, bringing up that on the screen. Petueli Tokotaha. I mean, it's a nice name to say, but so we'll move him across, and we will also. So this is him. Sorry, just so you can see. Nice and aggressive. Again, it'll limit him to upgrades if it comes to it. But we'll move him across. We'll move the land round, and we'll spin the wheel again. So there's Marist taking over that southeast area again. It seems to be southeast taking over on most of the countries so far today on this video, but the southeast of Tonga is now Marist's. There is another Marist in the Solomon Islands, I think, off the top of my head. So these are in Football Manager Marist, and then in brackets TNG or TGA. I think TGA. Either way, it references Tonga. Does it matter? No. Why did I say it? I don't care. So let's move on to the wheel and see where we're going next. Now we've been to Oceania. I don't care where we go. We've not been to England yet, but we're going to Azerbaijan, and Sabah is the team. Well, we spin the arrow, and they're going to go south. So if we head over to the Asian map, and then curse my lack of geography as I get Azerbaijan mixed up with I can't say it, can I, because that'll start a war. It is the one on this section here. So this is the one up in the top right hand corner. It doesn't look a great logo because of the background, but that's because it's a smaller thing. If they do better, you'll be able to see a better logo, but for now it does look like something off an old ZX Spectrum. It's Sabah though of Azerbaijan, and they were going to go south. Is it due south? Pretty much due south. So it is going to be against Samaxi. I will butcher a lot of these names because that I doesn't have a dot above it, so I don't actually know if it's an I or not. It might be pronounced a completely different way. The S has a accent underneath it. Again, I don't speak Azerbaijani. I don't even know Azeri. I don't know what the language is, unfortunately. Because my lack of knowledge of world languages. Okay, we're all ready for Sabah versus Samaxi. Shamaxi, maybe? I don't know. We're not going to dwell on it. Hopefully not. Anyway, if they go out, then it makes it a lot easier for me going forward. If they've gone out, it's going to make it a lot easier for me going forward. Sabah, 2-1 winners. Kahim Paris and Pavel Safranko beating out Samaxi's Fuad Bayramov. Yep, I'm even more glad that these guys are going through because of the names. Pretty much dominated the game, just could only score the 2. 83rd minute winner from Pavel. Let's have a look if any of the players are going to go across to Sabah. I'm hoping there's so many more tabs at the top now for different wheels and different spins. And oh, is it going to be the full 3? Not quite. Oh, it didn't stop. 1. So one player is going to go across, and it's going to be Ricardo Fernandez, the goalkeeper. That's an interesting one. That's the one thing I like about Football Manager over Football Manager Imperialism, so should I say, over the FIFA, EA Sports, FC, whatever you want to call it. Imperialism ones is that a lot of the higher rated players in the game on the FIFA ones tend to be forward players, just because that's the excitement of it, isn't it, in an arcade game? Whereas in Football Manager, it's spread out, essentially. And there is Sabah, who have taken over from Samaxi. I said I didn't want to say it that much, and I keep saying it, so there we go. I've taken this and relatively surrounding poor old Sumkite FK on the corner there. You can see a bit more of the logo now. It doesn't quite look as ZX Spectrum-y. It looks more like I don't know, an Amiga graphic, but it is an owl apparently. We spin now. We spin now. And we get Z Football Club from Egypt. Can we instantly tell which one's Z? Oh, yeah, clearly. Here's Z. So let's see which way they're going to attack. And they're going pretty much due north, which is going to hit here, which is Al-Gaish. Al-Gaish. So we've got Z versus Al-Gaish. Z's slight favourites. I think it said they were 3-1 on. Let's see if that holds for them. It doesn't. Al-Gaish have won this one. It's a bit of a turn up for the books. Ahmad Samir in the 14th minute, the goal scorer. The only goal of the game, but they did pretty much dominate throughout the game in terms of shots on target. Position absolutely equal. I had a look at Al-Gaish before for their best player just in case, and I noticed the name Shady Hussein. Oh no, wait, that was for Z, wasn't it? So Shady Hussein is the best one for Z, should I say? Shady Hussein, what a name. So I will spin the wheel here to see if they're going to get anyone. If Shady is going to go across, it looks like he is. Is he going to go on his own? It looks like he is. So that's a 1. Shady Hussein will go across to Al-Gaish. For anyone wondering why I have more costume changes than Madonna, it takes a while for me to get through all this over the course of a night. So I can roughly get 10 games in a night because I have to wait for my wife to go to bed and then play on and then get up for work in the morning at like 6. So it's fun. I digress. So there we have it. Al-Gaish has taken Zed's land. Hopefully they've got a very similar colour to the team next to them, who is Ismaili. So thankfully we've got these lines in. It is a slightly different colour of yellow, but it doesn't really matter to the naked eye, does it? Or you can't really tell to the naked eye. So we just have to hope these lines help, and that neither of these teams take over that middle one, because they're very, very similar to the red as well. Let's spin the wheel again and see where we're going to go. So we've been to Germany twice, Rwanda twice, but we're going to Spain, and that is Mirandes. Okay, Mirandes are based here, so they have a chance for either Alaves, Eibar, or Burgos. Let's spin to see which one of these other teams they're going to face. And they are going to go south-west, which is Burgos. I mean, any south would have hit Burgos, really, apart from very slightly south to the east. But it is going to be Burgos, so whoever's going to win here is at least going to have a bit more about them if they are going to get drawn against Real Madrid. Sorry, I clicked ahead and accidentally played the game out before starting recording, but didn't want to redo it just for any other reason. But Burgos have won 4-1 against Mirandes. 4 different goal scorers. Carlos Fernandez, the only one for Mirandes. Carlos Fernandez is the best player in the Mirandes squad, so Burgos have a chance of getting him if I can find the right arrow spinner. There you go. We'll spin this. We'll see who Burgos are going to take, if any. It looks like they're going to take one. Are they going to take 3? They are. 3 players from Mirandes. So, let's have a quick look at Mirandes. They've got Carlos Fernandez, who I said was the best one, and he stands out by quite a distance. Then they've got the right back, centre back, Sergio Postigo, and goalkeeper Raul Fernandez. So if we just take a quick look at Burgos, just for comparison, so they are getting a player who basically shines more than any of their players. Probably a better centre half as well to go alongside Aitor Cordoba, and a better goalkeeper than Ander Cantero. So here is Burgos. They've taken Mirandes' land from up here, and now they are available to be attacked by other teams. But they have got a few lower quality teams around them. It's just the south where they don't want to go. But if they can start moving north, picking up a few of the smaller players here, especially with those 3 players that they've just signed now, that's probably pushed them up to a higher La Liga 2 side, possibly a battling against relegation La Liga 1 side, which is more than they were. So that could be a good thing for them. It's always helpful for the smaller clubs, the clubs who are in the lower divisions, even if they're playing against another team in the lower division, to be able to beat them and take more than one player, or a player at least, because it will make them better overall. And hopefully this is how we're going to see some upsets, hopefully. If it ends up being Real Madrid versus, I don't know, PSG in the final, I'd be pretty disappointed, but that's a long way off. So we need to spin the wheel. Let's see where we're going to go and how big a team we're going to have. A massive team. It's Bala Town in Wales. So we'll see which way Bala Town are attacking. For their sakes, they want to stay in Wales. They're not going to be able to beat a English side, especially at the time. It's England, the English sides that they've got. We've only got the Championship and the Premier League, so it's not as though they can get like a League 2 team who they might be able to give a game. They're going to get battered. I don't think the arrow's quite far enough over to take them to TNS. I think they are going to be against Flint Town. Okay, I'll get it set up. Okay, ready for Bala Town versus Flint Town. Bala Town overwhelming favourites. That doesn't mean anything in this game apart from now. 1-0 win for Bala Town. Christian Norton penalty in the 49th minute. The only way they could get through their defence. Quite a aggressive side showing from Flint Town, but in the end they have been beaten. Unfortunately for Bala, that means they're a bigger target in the centre of Wales there, so we just need to move on to the wheel to see how many players from Flint Town, Bala Town are going to get. I think their best bet is going across to Ireland, really, isn't it? If they can get out over that way and hope that the English sides don't move west. One player from Bala Town, from Flint Town, so that player is going to be the now injured Luke Mariette, but obviously he's not going to be injured in the future. Make sure that none of them are injured. And there we have it, Bala Town, now with a nice bigger logo. You can actually see a bit more of it. Still can't read what it says on the outside. It does look like AI, where it's just a bunch of jabbled mess. Either way, Flint Town now has been removed from the north here. Bala Town now, unfortunately for them, they were still prime targets for Stoke and West Brom beforehand. TNS and now the rest of Wales, pretty much bar whoever this might be. Pennybont, Wrexham are the only two teams in Wales who can't directly attack Bala, which is a bit unfortunate for them. They are prime pickings there. Either way, we are going to move on to the spinner and see who we're going to get next. So, are we going to move out of Europe? We've done 2 in a row, I think it was, in Europe now. And we are moving out of Europe to Afghanistan. That's MGM Kadim. I'll have to try and figure out where these borders are. I think you are Afghanistan. Here's MGM Kadim. That took me a lot longer to find than it should have done because I hadn't capitalised MGM on the file name. So, it didn't stand out to me. So MGM Kadim, and they will be playing. Well, they're going to be going northwestish. From the middle of that, it's directly north. Is it going in? Are we going to be moving up that way? So it looks like we are going to be moving up into Turkmenistan. So it's going to be energetic Turkmenistan. Should have known that was going to be Turkmenistan if I'd have just clicked on the name. So this is MGM Kadim versus energetic Turkmenbashi or Bashi, as opposed to Turkmenistan. It cut off on the name, as you can see at the top of the screen here. It says energetic Turkmen, so I just assumed it was Turkmenistan, but no, Turkmenbashi, who actually are massive favourites. The Afghani team, unfortunately, are not great. I think their best current ability player is 12. So I think this could be a large score. 5-0. 5-0 is not as large as I thought it was going to be, but with the one shot by MGM Kadim, you can see it was absolute domination from energetic Turkmenbashi. Hat-trick from Mamadali Garadanov. So if they get anyone from MGM Kadim, I don't think it will actually matter, but for the purposes of being fair to all the teams, I am going to transfer no one at all. Thank you, Wheel, you've saved me a job. Okay, so energetic Turkmenbashi have now moved into Afghanistan, weirdly managing to leapfrog this northern section here and jump into the middle of the country, the middle north of the country. If all the other teams in Afghanistan are similar to MGM Kadim, and I know the Pakistani teams aren't much better, then this team could start doing something, but the chances of them coming around again so soon are very, very small, considering we've got 3,466 teams still to be eliminated. Well, 3,465 teams still to be eliminated. Obviously, one team is going to be the winner. We just don't know who it is yet, obviously. And we won't know who it is this year. So roughly, if I can get 50 teams out a week for a weekly video, then that means this will take about 70 odd weeks. So, yeah, it's going to take a long time. And then obviously towards the end, we'll probably watch more highlights. And like I said, the big matches, we'll watch highlights. Speaking of big matches, here is Young Africans from, I'm assuming, Tanzania. So this is Young Africans here on the coast. So that could mean that they are going to go to another continent if they roll this specific kind of angle, because they won't hit Madagascar. Really, there's a chance they hit the tip of Madagascar if they get that, but that's all hypothetical, isn't it, if they get there. So let's spin the arrow and see it land exactly where I don't want it to land. Nope, they are going back, thankfully, into Africa, which means it's a lot easier for me to direct where they're actually attacking, which will be this team here, Azam FC. Okay, we've got Young Africans versus Azam FC, both from Tanzania. Young Africans, I think, were slight favourites, but they were both very close in terms of ability. So let's just see how it's gone. It's gone on penalties. I told you they're both close on current ability. But it's gone to Azam. So it ended 2-2. It was actually 2-0 to Azam FC, and Young Africans brought it back. But then in the penalty shootout, it was Kamboli who missed his penalty. And that's left Azam with the win. They scored all their penalties. So let's spin our wheel. wrong wheel. Let's spin this wheel and see which, or if they get any players. Obviously we had 3 on the last one. Are we going to get 2 here? We are. I don't think we've had 2 for quite a while. I think the last time we had 2 was Wolfsburg giving Christian Eriksen and someone else to Hanover. God, that was a while ago. Feels like a lifetime. So let's have a look at Young Africans, and the 2 best players are, oh good, Jigui Diarra and Stephanie Aziz-Ki will both be going across to Azam FC. So that is the Young Africans goalkeeper. Always a good one to get a goalkeeper who's probably better than your team, and an attacking midfielder. So that could be a good one as well. Can play on both wings and can play down the middle. So let's just have a quick check of Azam FC just to see. Yep, so they will be the best 2 players on their side, which is always good for them. How old were they? Sorry, 28 and 27. At the peak of the powers as well. Which doesn't matter in this. You can be 52 like that guy we saw last time and still be at the peak of your powers, because you're never going to get any worse. Theoretically, you might actually get better if you actually take over the country. Either way. So Azam FC have taken Young Africans land here. They've got the 2 players, Jigui Diarra and Stephanie Aziz-Ki, and we're going to get Akvar in, I assume, Serbia, and they will be, need to start spinning this first really so we can see, going northwest. So Makvar, probably not pronounced like a Northern Brit or Northern English person. I can't really say Northern Brit because Northern Brit is the Scots. They are the Northern Brits. Serbia. I do not know which one. Do not know which one Makvar will be. Makvar are this team here, who border right on the edge of Bosnia-Herzegovina, but they also are a bit close to Red Star, or Crvena Zvezda, who I will just call them Red Star for my own sanity. Apologies if that is actually offensive. I didn't mean it in that way. Anyway, sorry, I went off on a complete tangent. We are doing it with Makvar. They are going northwest, which is Radnik Bijeljina, and they are from Bosnia-Herzegovina, so I will get that set up. Okay, so Makvar versus Radnik. We will see who is going to cross the border. It is going to be Radnik. Big win. Makvar are in the 2nd division of Serbian football. They have been quite aggressive, but Radnik have come out victorious with a very, very comfortable 5-1 win. They were 5-0 up until like injury time. Milos Neskovic got the consolation goal. Goals from, oh here we go, Danilo Teodorovic, Damian Gojkov, Strahinja Jovanovic, Stefan Santrak and Filip Antonijevic. I probably butchered a few of them, but it's good enough, isn't it? So we're going to spin the wheel and see who is being picked up by Radnik. And it will be just the one player. There's no point in letting that roll out. And it's going to be Mitar Eregelis. Also, just have a quick check of Radnik's team, see if he will actually get in. He would get in, actually, or potentially be fighting off against Teodorovic. Just kind of like mumbled my way through that. But yeah, he's definitely a capable player to have within their side. Radnik have now taken over this section of Serbia. Makvar are no more. Obviously, like I say, 2 logos there, while they occupy both sides of a relatively thick country line, because if we start getting rid of the country lines, I'm not going to have a clue where the countries are and who's going to be taking over what. So Radnik have moved over there. Let's go back to the wheel and see where we're going to go. We have spent a lot of time in Europe today, or it seems like we have, and we're going to stay in Europe. It's Getafe, and now this means that there is a chance that they will play off against Real Madrid. Could we be seeing a team twice in relatively quick succession, should I say. I know it's the second video. We'll move over. See, Getafe here. If they go northwest, there's a chance. It's a small gap, but there's a chance that they could actually play Atletico as well if they go north. Anywhere for them, really, for Getafe, they want to go anywhere but north. To be fair, Valencia aren't exactly an easy side to play, are they? They'd be better off going for either Leganes, who again are the division above them, or the same division. My brain was thinking of Albacete down here. Albacete, my favourite Spanish club. Yep, I know. Just because my sister went over there when she was at uni, she did a kind of like Spanish exchange, and she was put in Albacete, and it's just a very, very Spanish city. You know, there's no tourism there, so everyone spoke Spanish. Not many people spoke English at all. And then me and my mum were over there having tuna sandwiches every day, because that was one of the few things which we actually knew how to order. So stupid story. It's been narrow. See, they are going north, and that could well be Real Madrid. I think it is. Looking from there, it's going to go up that way, isn't it? Like that movement. But if I go over there, that movement is going to go Real Madrid. So we are seeing Real Madrid for the second time, and they will be playing Getafe. So here we are for Getafe versus Real Madrid. This is Real Madrid's, like I say, second time in this competition so far. 2 potential banana skins, Rayo Vallecano and now Getafe. So let's see how they get on. Sorry. A comfortable win, 4-0. They are going to be a difficult team to beat. Jude Bellingham twice, one for Valverde and one for Mbappe. So let's have a look and see who, if any, they take from Getafe. And it's going to be 1. I know 0's coming round, but it's not coming round fast enough. So the one player from Getafe is going to be David Soria. And Real Madrid have taken Getafe's land. I've moved their logo towards the middle of the land, but now they're slowly but surely encircling Atletico Madrid. But no doubt will attack in a different direction if and when they come up for a third time. I mean, it's been very, very lucky that they've come up for a second time. What we've lost, how many teams? Less than 50, and they've turned up twice so far, and like the most well-known brand in the world, Real Madrid. I've noticed that the attacking team has lost a lot of games today, so attacking tonight has been not the best of ideas, and we're going to go to here. MSR. It's FC St John's. MSR. Racking my brain. Gonna have to go to the country codes. Double check it. MSR is Montserrat. So that will be in North America, and it's going to be one of these many, many islands. Right, so I think this is Montserrat on my maps. It's just very, very difficult to get them all in the right order, and some of them have to be bigger because they've got so many teams within them. FC St John's is here, and I can see another Dock United coming here, where they're just going to go leave all this behind, which would probably be the better area to be, and try and go into Africa. I mean, if they hit Docks United over in Africa, that would be chef's kiss. And they are going to go down here and play PC United. FC St John's versus PC United. So after the definitely high quality of Real Madrid versus Getafe, we've now got PC United and FC St John's. FC St John's are the attacking team, which has been a bit of a curse so far tonight. But they are the favourites in this match against PC United, so we'll see how it goes. And we have a penalty win for PC United. Do not attack other countries. This is, life lesson for everyone. PC United have won 3-1 on penalties after extra time. Obviously, a 0-0 draw for the entire thing. FC St John's missed 3 penalties, which is terrible, really. Very, very close match. PC United actually had more possession, so it might have just been a case of tactics on that. But we'll see how many players are going to go across. Obviously, for PC United's sake, they'll need players, and this is where, they're going to get 1. This is where we'll see the smaller nations. They need to build up these teams, because if we look at PC United's team, look, I mean, they're going to get one player who's probably going to be around this area. I think he's actually higher than that. From memory, St John's 29, Jonathan Hamilton. So, I mean, he's not good by any stretch of the imagination, but he's going to be the best player on their team, and this is what they need to do, and keep building it up and try and get rid of all these single-figure current abilities at first, and hopefully then that can push them on to get, start picking off of other teams who are slightly better than them, maybe. And, I mean, just wait till someone attacks you, of course, tonight. There we go. PC United have taken over the southeast corner of Montserrat after taking out FC St John's, and we'll go back to the spinning wheel. The spinny wheel. We'll go back to the wheel. Gee. And we have Stade Malien, who are in Mali. Back to Africa then. Stade Malien, looking at me right in the face. Here we go. So we've got Stade Malien, and they are going to be attacking within Africa still. They're going to go south east, and to me, from the centre of there, it's still going to hit here because of that little bump there, which is Milo FC of Guinea. So they could cross over the border here. Okay, we're all ready for Stade Malien versus Milo FC of Guinea, and here we go. A huge win for Stade Malien, our second biggest win so far of the series after the 12-0 thrashing earlier on. It is a very, very comfortable win. A hat-trick for Busakoye Diallo, and 2 for Mamaye Koulibaly, 1 for Daouda Koulibaly, and 1 for Fadi Koulibaly. There's a lot of Koulibalys who play for Stade Malien. Abdoulaye Conte with the consolation goal for Milo FC. So let's see if they are going to get any of the players from Milo FC, or if they actually need any. And it looks like it's not going to happen for them anyway. So no players, just the land, moving into Guinea, and a nice, comfortable, big win. So Stade Malien have moved into the south of Guinea here, getting a bit too close for my liking to Docks United over here. So no Oceania tonight, no South America tonight, and we're back to Rwanda for a third time. My word. So Gasogi in Rwanda, who haven't played yet, as far as I know. Rwanda, let's move out a bit because it's very difficult to drag that. So this tiny country here, in fact, look at it. If you look at Africa, all these countries, and then you get here, and this tiny country we've been to 3 times. It's ridiculous. Up here, Gasogi, so they could move out of Rwanda like Musanze did, but for their own sake, I think, mind you, I said that for their own sake. Musanze moved into Burundi, didn't they? So let's see which way they're going to attack. Also, the attacker did win on the last match, so that was a turn up for the Bucks. They are going to go east, which means they are going to stay in Rwanda, and they're going to play against Muhaza United. So we're here ready for Gasogi versus Muhaza United, third game involving Rwandan sides. The second all-Rwandan game, and it is going to go the way of Gasogi in a 2-1 win. Again, the attacker has won after all my talk of the attacker losing every time. So it's goals by, oh god, here we go. Goals by Christian Yoanedji and Jolly Steve Simokayo. What a name, Jolly Steve. Sorry, the goal for Mahazi was by Alphonse Mbido. Jolly Steve. Lovely. I might go by that nickname from now on. And they're going to get one player. So that one player from Muhazi will be Derek Mutangana, centre half. Probably 80. I think that's around. So he's going to fit in around here. Probably alongside Hussein. Oh, I shouldn't have started. Hussein Habimana. There we go. And there you have it. Gasogi have taken the land here in the northwest region of Rwanda, and we've seen a lot of movement here. So obviously we've got this one down here, which Kiyovu took the land, more land within Rwanda. We've had obviously Gasogi just taking Muhazi's land, and then we've got Musanze who moved into Burundi and took their land. So a lot of movement around here, which, on the grand scheme of things, when you zoom out, is ridiculous. And if you look on the world map, Rwanda is this, probably under my cursor there. There we go. Absolutely tiny. But that is the way that it is going so far. So let's go back to the wheel. And where are we going to go? Back to Rwanda? No, we're going to go to TLS. I don't know what TLS is. AS Academica. No, it's Timor-Leste. Timor-Leste. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Timor-Leste. So that's a tiny country out in the very southeast of Asia. So if we scroll out of here, come right down here, and this is Timor-Leste. This little appendix sticking out the end of Indonesia. And this is, I mean, you can't really see the logos too well because they are so small, and AS Academica are here. There's a very high chance they're going to go out of the country, but we're going to give the wheel a spin anyway. This one. And we're going south, which is that going to hit Australia? Are we going to see our first Australian team? If we go to Australia, it's going to be Western Union, mainly because they're the only team in this area. Apologies, Western United, not Western Union. I don't know what I was looking at. Okay, Western United versus AS Academica. Should be a big win for Western United. It is a very big win for Western United. 7-0, 6-0 at half time. And just to compound matters, AS Academica had a man sent off as well. Simple. It was going to be like that. Timor-Leste is a very, very small country. Australia's huge. So goals two from Michael Roos, penalty from Jack Matthews, 2 from Riku Danzaki, one from Tamaki Imai, and 1 from Angus Thurgate. Angostinho Pereira was sent off for AS Academica. So let's have a look and see if we are going to move any players across from AS Academica, even though I don't think they'd make too much of a change to the Western United team. But it's going to be one, and that one will be Yano. Yano, striker, 41 current ability, so he's not great. 19-year-old Indonesian, but he'll be going across to Western United, and they'll be moving out of Australia and into Timor-Leste. This is Western United, Western United, and they have moved into this very tip of Timor-Leste, and they have moved into Asia essentially. And I know Australia classes as Asia in Football Manager. In football, in real life, they've joined the Asian conferences. Asian conference, yep. But they are situated within Oceania in general. So we will need to spin the wheel again. So let's pop over to it. See who we get. And we have Kelantan United from Malaysia. I thought it might be, but I thought it was going to be MAY possibly. Either way, Kelantan United from Malaysia, and they are going to go. They're going to go, southeast, southwest-ish. Kelantan United, and if they're going southeast, southwest, they're going to hit Selangor. So is that a big game there? I've heard of both teams. Selangor, I've definitely heard of. Kelantan United, I think I've heard of. Okay, so we are now ready for Selangor versus Kelantan United. I did look. Kelantan aren't one of the bigger teams in Malaysia. I obviously got mixed up with someone else. Don't know who. Don't know if I'm just talking out my ass. So Selangor are pretty much the big dogs there, though. So let's see how this game goes. I'm assuming to Kelantan. Not Kelantan. Clearly not Kelantan. Selangor. I don't know why I said Kelantan. They had a man sent off as well, which didn't help. Otis Khan. But goals for Alvin Fortes, Alexander Agiakwa. 1 each then for Yahandri Orozco, and 1 for Ali Olwan. Very simple game for Selangor. They will probably win quite a lot of the games in that area, I'd assume. Yes, as long as obviously there's no turn up for the Bucks. So let's see. I don't know why I spanned that arrow. So let's see how many players they're gonna take from Kelantan, and it looks like 0. Okay, well, they've taken the land and they've survived the match. So there we go. Selangor have taken the land of Kelantan. There is another Kelantan team up here. Kelantan? Am I saying that right now? I don't know. I've said it so many times it's lost all meaning. There is Kelantan TRW as well up here. Obviously they can't go in the same area. A lot of the teams in Malaysia are all in the same areas, so it's just been split out, and teams have just been dropped in, so to speak. Sorry, every so often I see a logo slightly out of place, and I just have to move them into the centre. Anyway, let's go and spin the wheel and see where we're going next. So far we've done Europe and Asia, and I can't remember where we were last time. Oh, Southeast Asia as well. So, and we are going to go into the Central Asia of Turkmenistan. Sorry, and it's Arkadag. We'll spin the arrow first before we go and find them. And they are going to go southwest. Arkadag are here, and they're going southwest. So they are actually going to cross this sea here, Caspian Sea. Just double check then. So I think from the centre of that, let's just go back to the arrow. It's quite southeast, isn't it? So it's gonna hit one of these two teams here. And if we look there, okay, it's definitely, even if I'm wobbling around everywhere, we're definitely going to be over here. This light blue team here, Esteghlal. So now Arkadag versus Esteghlal. Esteghlal, much stronger team. Iranian football being obviously quite strong in the scope of Asia. Turkmenistan aren't exactly one of the big hitters, though they have obviously won one game so far in this series. So we'll see how it goes, but I've a feeling it's going to be comfortable. It is comfortable. It's a 4-0 win for Esteghlal. Munir El Haddadi getting 2, and Dukins Nazon getting 2 as well, even with Rouge Chesmi getting sent off near the end. Arkadag were never in the game. If we just look, by the way, on Esteghlal, I didn't realise, but they have Antonio Adan, who's a former Real Madrid goalkeeper, which kind of shows the level of how strong the Iranian league is. So let's see if any of the Arkadag players are going to go across to Esteghlal. Really good at remembering these names. Is it going to be another 0? It is. 2 zeros in a row. No transfers done there. It's just going to allow Esteghlal to enter Turkmenistan. So we'll say bye-bye to all of the Arkadag players, and I don't have to pronounce this guy's name at the top, which is probably a relief for everyone. I'm definitely not going to pronounce the guy underneath. I'm glad he didn't score. Or him. Okay. Or him. Wow. There's a fair few names here, which I mean, I turn into Paul Merson when I'm trying to read names. Especially when I've got the pressure of a camera pointed at me, even though it is just literally me in a room talking. So there we have Esteghlal have now leapt over the Caspian Sea and are situated nicely in Turkmenistan. We will now have to spin the wheel to see where we're going next. Let's see. I don't know why I thought I could read that. Bulgaria, we're going to Europe. PFK Dobrudza. Probably butchered that. And we are going to go northeast. PFK Dobrudza are here, and they are going north east, should I say, which will let them leap over this boundary here into Romania. So they will be playing Farul Constanța. It should be an interesting matchup, because obviously from the middle of that, I mean, if they were over here somewhere, it would have made more sense to be in the middle, and then possibly would have hit into Russia there, but as it stands, they're not, and they're going to be playing Farul Constanța. So I'll set that up, and we'll crack on. Okay, Farul Constanța versus Dobrudza. Farul are the favourites, not by a long shot, but still odds-on favourites to win the match. But there could be a shock with Dobrudza, so we'll see. And there is a shock. The Brudza have won a first-minute goal by Krasian Kolev, and wow, they actually very much outplayed Farul Constanta, and that is a Bulgarian team moving into Romania. I was not expecting that. Yeah, the Brudza, their best player is 99 current ability. When you look at Farul Constanta, their best player is 118. 99 comes down here. That's a big turn up for the Bucks, really. We'll spin the wheel and find out if the Brudza are going to get any of their Farul Constanta's players. They will hope to get some. I'll hope to get some because we've rolled 2 zeros in a row. So it is going to be 1. So they will be getting Yonuts Lari. A lot of them seem to be quite old, especially in the smaller nations. But I suppose that's where a lot of players end up. You know, the players who played in Europe and everything like that gone to retire. You can still play to a decent level at that age in these countries. That's why you see Messi go into Miami and Ronaldo go into one of the Saudi Arabian teams that I can never remember. But Benzema's gone out there, and Bale went off to the US. Beckham went off to the US. All those kind of well, I suppose Beckham wasn't that old, was he? Bad choice, that one. Let's ignore I said Beckham. Kaka went over there. Nani did. Nani's just turned up in Kazakhstan recently. Obviously that transfer won't be on this game, but which is a shame because he might be one of the best players on there, and we could have kept Nani in for a bit. Just a bit of an interesting one. Either way, I'm babbling again. So there we are. The Brudza have taken over that southeast corner of Romania. Yeah, either way, I'll stop saying how much I like Romanians. And we'll carry on. Let's spin the wheel. And we'll see if we're going to leave Europe. We're going to go to Martinique. And it's AS Samaritaine. So that is, Martinique is in North America. So AS Samaritaine are this one here on the coast of Martinique. As you can see, there are several teams just within Martinique. We're going to see which way they're going to attack. Apologies, I'm full of a cold at the moment, so this makes things more difficult for me. My eyes are stinging, full of snot. So there's a lot of cuts and edits, probably. So they're just attacking directly east, which is to Aiglon. All ready for AS Samaritaine versus Aiglon. And who will take over the first section of Martinique? It is going to be Aiglon. They have won with a 73rd minute penalty from Pernell Williams. It's a pretty even game, but that's the way the game's gone. Not much more to say on a game involving two sides from Martinique, but we're going to have lots of sides from Martinique still to come. You lucky people, you. 0 players are going to go across again, which is not good really for these teams. These teams need the players to bulk out their squads, but it's not going to happen. So we're just going to take the land and crack on. So there we have it. Aiglon have taken this nice little chunk here in Martinique. There's plenty more teams to go there though. Let's go back to the wheel and spin on. We haven't had any other real giant teams other than Real Madrid so far, so this will be nice to get. Yep, DPMM of Singapore, a giant team. Okay, let's see which way they're going to attack before we go and try and find them in what is going to be another very small circle. They're going to go southeast. We'll go to Singapore. Nearly did it again. I have a habit of thinking this is Singapore when it's Hong Kong. God knows why. Singapore is literally down here. Sorry, which one? It was SAPD and DPMM. So they are in this bottom corner here, and they were going to go southwest, which is going to hit against Young Lions. There are so many teams called Young Lions, or variations upon Lions and Young in the world, mainly Asia and Africa. Young Lions versus DPMM, and we have a winner in DPMM. They were far and away the stronger side on paper, and have shown it here in the game. Took the lead in the first minute through Mod Helmi Zambim, and then a hat-trick basically from Darwin Lom. 2 goals before Kieran Teo scored his hat-trick goal right at the end of the game, essentially, to give DPMM a very comfortable win. So let's see if they're going to take any of the players from Young Lions. And they're going to take one player. So if you look at the Young Lions team, by the way, the ages, I mean, they're called Young Lions for a reason. The ages of these players is ridiculous. I mean, yes, they've got a few older players here, but the majority of them are kids, essentially. But the best two players are these two Japanese players up here, Kan Kobayashi and Jun Kobayashi, both 24 years old. I did check before, the date of births are different, so they're not twins, not brothers. They just happen to both be called Kobayashi. They might be cousins, you never know. Either way, Kan Kobayashi is going to be the one which is going to go across to DPMM, who would fit in around here, so he is going to be like the fourth best player anyway, so it will help bulk their squad out a bit more. So DPMM have taken this bottom part of Singapore. We will now spin the wheel and see which huge giant of the football world we get next. It is San Martin of Argentina. Sorry, that was just a horrendous way of trying to describe how Football Manager references team names. It might be how they reference them in real life though as well, I don't know. I'm not au fait with Argentinian football as such. But we will go into Argentina and then realise that sorry, Argentina, this is Buenos Aires, by the way. Pretty much every single team here is in Buenos Aires, which meant basically Buenos Aires is probably the biggest city in the world according to this setup. Okay, so San Martin SJ, this one here, this is also a San Martin, which is San Martin Tucumán, but this is the one we're going to be looking at, so there is a chance that they could move into Chile. They've stayed well away from Buenos Aires, so when I say there could be a chance, we've already spanned the wheel, haven't we? We're going north. So they're not going to go into Chile, they're going to go and play Güemes SDE. And it's a small d and capital S and E. God knows, Güemes versus San Martin. So all set up for this game. So it's San Martin and it's actually in San Juan province, not San Jose, which I just guessed at before, to be fair, because it was SJ. And SDE for Güemes is the Santiago del Estero province. So, how's this game going to go? We will see. It is a 2-0 win to San Martin, who are pretty much the better team anyway on paper. Thomas Escalante, the goal scorer for San Martin, got both of them. Jonathan Mirandes missed a penalty, and this injury obviously will not matter for the next game. It's a slight injury, potential upper body. He's just tweaked his nipple or something. So, Güemes, are we going to get any players from Güemes going across to San Martin? Whoops. Got to get rid of that. We will see. I always think 0 comes up disproportionately more than like 2 and 3. Well, 3 with that. No, I think 2. Zeros come out quite a lot. 1 anyway. So the one player, we've got 2 here again. So we're going to have to do the flip a coin. So we'll just say Sebastian Caruga at the top is heads and get away. Alejo Di Staulo is going to be tails. So let's find out heads and tails. Flip. Tails. So it is going to be Alejo Di Staulo, who's going to go across to San Martin. So San Martin have taken... I'm never going to stop calling them San Martin, apparently. San Martin have taken Guedes' land here. Let's just get on to spinning the wheel and hope we don't get a team from San Martin or San Martin. No, we're going to Bolivia, so we're not going too far away. It's GV, whatever that stands for, San Jose. So if we spin the arrow to see which direction we're going to go, we're going to go northeast. This is GV San Jose over here, and because they were going northeast from here, it's going to hit probably the strongest team. No, I'm not going to do that joke, it's terrible. It's going to hit the strongest in Bolivia. The strongest our team I recall. So are they good? Maybe it's just a name that I've remembered, but I don't recall GV San Jose. We'll see how it goes. So the strongest have taken GV San Jose's land. Are we going to get the strongest team about, or are we going to get Yokohama FC? First time we're going to Japan. So, which way are Yokohama FC going to go? North, slightly west. Yokohama F and Yokohama FC. It is Yokohama FC though, as far as I can recall. It is, but they're going which way? North. Oh yeah, northeast. Northwest. Sorry. So from there, I mean, it's still going to hit there. They're not going west enough to move into that area, so they are going to be playing Kawasaki F. Kawasaki Frontier Futures. I can't remember. All ready for Yokohama FC versus Kawasaki Frontale. I don't know if I said Frontale. I probably didn't. I probably said Frontier. I can't remember now. It's been a little while. I know I got it wrong. I knew it was something. I knew it was something like that. Front Futures Frontier Frontale. On we go anyway. Kawasaki Frontale are the favourites for the game, but Yokohama FC have won on penalties. That's a turn up for the books as well. 90th minute equaliser before winning 4-2 on penalties. Marcinho gave Kawasaki the lead, but Kota Yamada has equalised in the 90th minute. Several players booked, one player injured right before the penalty shootout. Just wanted to check. He was a decent penalty taker. That's just exactly what they didn't need. So either way, it looks like Kawasaki, well, it does look like they actually are out of the competition. Yokohama FC are going to carry on. The other Yokohama F, which I saw before, was Yokohama F Marinos. I knew it wasn't Yokohama F, but for some reason my brain just wasn't clicking into gear. There was a dot after it as well from where I was looking, so it clearly wasn't just going to finish like that. Either way, that's me just train of thought again. So, are we going to get any players from Kawasaki Frontale? Let's have a look on the wheel of spin. It is 3 players, and that is an amazing run, or amazing pull from Yokohama, because they're statistically, as you can see, not the greatest. When you see Kawasaki Frontale, they are very good, and to get these top 3 players here, is it going to be them 3? Yep. So that is, well, they're going to get a defender, attacking midfielder, and potentially a striker, which is going to be much better for them in the long run. So we're going to get Marcinho, the Brazilian, 28-year-old, play anywhere across the that kind of like forward, wide forward, attacking midfield, 10 role, and also as a right midfielder if needs be. Filip Urimovic, Croatian. He doesn't actually look too bad, to be fair. Just in general, I've been playing. The save I'm doing at the moment is with a Turkish team called Iskenderispor. So this guy is kind of at the level my team's at the moment. He would fit in beautifully. I might have to make a mental note of Filip Urimovic, though I doubt I'll be able to get him from across here. And Erison. Erison is another Brazilian striker or winger. To let you know as well, Iskenderispor aren't in this. Because they start in the 3rd tier of Turkish football, and they only went down to the 2nd tier at the very lowest for any of the countries. So there's no favouritism there, and I'm not going to use my current team and just try and sneak that in either, because that would be cheating. Yokohama have taken a land here, got this nice sliver of land, makes them a bit more of a target, but they've got a much better team now with those 3 players added to it. Let's go to the wheel and see where we're going to go. Yeah, I had taken them out, so while the wheel was spinning, let's just close that, make it confused. Uzbekistan, we're going to Neftchi Fergana. Probably butchered that. Sorry, definitely butchered that. Let's spin the arrow and I completely forget which way we're going and have to keep flicking back between the 2 things. They're going to the west. Any of these? Oh wait, Bishkek, that's Kyrgyzstan. So which one is, let's turn this down. The U. Oh, there you go. That's them. That was easy enough. That is a lovely orange one. And which way were they going? Because I said I'd forget. I did. They're staying in the same country. They're playing Kokon. Jesus. QO hyphen QON. And it'll be pronounced differently because when I was looking at these, like the K's and the Q's, within Football Manager seem to be interchangeable. I don't know why or how they do it, but it's just baffling when you're trying to actually try and find the teams, which I'm going to have to do now. That should be fun. Okay, we're here with Neftchi Fergana versus Kokon in Uzbekistan, and the first Uzbek team which is going to go through is Neftchi Fergana, 4-2. Goals from Ikram Aliboev and Shoraz Noksonov. Hat-trick for Noksonov there. And in reply was Islambek Iskorjonov, Jesus Christ, and Serhai Petrov. That was fun. Yep, it looks like Neftchi were the better side throughout the game, obviously referenced by the score, but by the stats as well. So let's see if they're going to take any of Kokon's players. And I don't know why I spanned that. Let's see if they're going to take any of. Let's see if they're going to take any players. One player from Kokon, which will be Mirzahodjian, possibly Jalilov. Why? Neftchi have taken the land of Kokon and have taken a nice huge bit here in Uzbekistan. Let's go and spin the wheel. Wonder where we're going to go. It is going to be Montenegro, I assume that is going to be, and it's Kovd. Probably should have written the actual country names or something which I could actually get at, but it is what it is. So we're going to go to Kovd, and they're going to spin. They're going to attack by spinning this arrow south, mildly to the west, but mainly south. So here we are in the what I like to call the Asian Montenegro. Mongolia wasn't Montenegro at all. So in Mongolia, this is Kovd, and they were attacking south, so they are going to go into China against the team with one of the most amounts of land in the game, which is Sichuan Jiuniu FC. Okay, so Kovd versus SC Jiuniu, Sichuan Jiuniu. Just had a look then, and Kovd are actually the favourites for this game, which is a bit of a turn up for the books, really, being the Mongolian side against the Chinese side. The Chinese side, Xinju, have got two players who are, well, I'll just show you now quickly. You've got Junior Negrao, who is 106, and Wang Qi is 67. Everyone else is terrible, really. Compare that with Kovd, who are just terrible, but middling terrible, you know. They've got a stronger core of players. They don't have a left back, but they've got a stronger core of players. Their left back playing this game is this guy. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I would suggest that Kovd might actually do this and take that huge swab. No, they got absolutely thrashed. Never mind. I got all excited about the idea of a Mongolian team, like possibly taking over a huge swath of China, area of China. But they haven't. 4-1 to SC Jiuniu. So Junior Negrao, Shichen, Shinki, and Guo Yaodong. Shang Huihao got sent off near the end, but it didn't matter anyway. We were already 4-1 up at that point. We were 4-0 up at half time. It's ridiculous. This guy scored a penalty. God damn it. Bilgun Olzikutag, because it's double I. Yeah. So let's spin the wheel and see how many players they are going to get from the Mongolian side, which will upgrade their team. I thought it was going to land on 0 then, so they're going to get the 1. And as we saw from before, so it's going to be Hayato Kame. So Sichuan have moved into the west of Mongolia, and we will now spin the wheel. Where would we like to go? Back to Oceania? To Senegal, Generation Foot, southwest. This one. with a giant GF, and they go southwest. Did we say? Yeah, it's pretty southwest. So I think they're going to hit here before they hit there, which is AS Pikini. So it's an all Senegalese battle. Let's see how that goes on. So we're all set for Generation Foot versus AS Pikini. One thing about Generation Foot, I'd heard of them before. They've got a 15-year-old here, Amara Diouf. 15 as their best player, 120 overall. He's actually due to go to Metz in real life, or whether it's base. Oh no, because it was 2026 when he was moving over. But look at that acceleration and pace. He's got a potential ability on obviously the save, which I've loaded because obviously they ranged. He had a potential ability of 162. That would be phenomenal play. He plays both sides as well as down the middle if needs be, but obviously with these kind of stats you'd want him on the wings. But yeah, 15 years old and 120. I was thinking we won't get any of the young players coming through as the top players, so to speak, on the transfers, because you'd get the players who are established, you know, like in their peak at 26, 27, 28, that kind of age, or as we've seen so far, 38, 36 and stuff like that. But I didn't think we'd get any of the young players, because obviously most of the young players are going to be looking towards the future. There's not many great young players at the moment. You mean Lamar aside, so to speak. There's probably others. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but you can't think of many teenagers who are setting the world alight. And even if they are, they tend to be better players within the squad to allow these players to flourish in that way. So anyway, again, I'm digressing away from what the actual game is about, or what the video is about, and just listening to me go on about things. But the 15-year-old Amara Diouf has just scored the winner in this 1-0 win for Generation Foot over AS Pikini. Pikini were slight favourites. I'm probably saying that wrong. It might be Pikine, but it's Pikini to me. Yeah, they were slight favourites, but it looks like Generation Foot have gone on and won comfortably. Well, not comfortably, but stat-wise comfortably. I mean, Pikini didn't even have a shot on target throughout the entire game. I know Generation Foot only had 2, but it dominated possession as well, so it just prevented Pikini from actually playing any kind of football. So with that, we need to spin the wheel and see if any of these Pikini players come across to Generation Foot. And we are going to see one player from Pikini, and it'll be Mamadumbi Wade. Or Demba Ba. Demba Ba? No, not Demba Ba. I was about to say, if he turned out to be like 40 odd, then maybe. So we're going to have to do heads or tails. Heads top one, tails bottom one. It's the easiest way to do it. And we're going to get heads. So it is going to be Mamadumbi Wade, who's going to go across to Generation Foot. Okay, so Generation Foot have taken Pikini's place. I knew I recognised Generation Foot, so I had to look it up. Why? So it was where Sadio Mane started his career, played. I assume started his career. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but like Sadio Mane, Papi Cisse, Ismail Sarr, Sarr, who currently plays for Spurs as well. He started his career, or played for Generation Foot, so I knew they were a good. Would you say Wonder Kid factory? Maybe. But they're a good producer of stars, should we say. Let's see where we're going to go. I think it's going to be Europe. I think I'm wrong. It's Oman. And it's Al-Seeb. And Al-Seeb are going to be attacking northwest. Oman is one of those places. It's apparently one of the safest places in the Middle East, at least. It is somewhere which I thought that might be nice to go to at some point. Gone past him. Al-Seeb, northwest. It's going to be against Al-Nahda, Al-Buraymi. Just wondering if that's a team two teams who've come together and created a new team, or it might literally just be the name of the place. So Al-Nahda, Al-Buraymi. They've cut it off here for some reason. So they're only half the name. I can't remember the exact name. I've got it on here. Al-Buraymi versus Al-Seeb. Let's see how this goes on. It is a 1-0 win to Al-Nahda. Al-Buraymi. Goal by Omar Al-Malki. Pretty dominating. performance, and let's see if they get anyone from Al-Sib. We spin this wheel. If we can make this wheel spin shorter. One player from Al-Sib, which is going to be Musan El Ghassani, who's going to go across. Striker who apparently was on the bench. Oh well, I just let the assistant do it all. It's the AI, should I say. So Al-Nahda, Al-Bahraini, Bahraimi have taken over this top northern section of Oman. Let's have a look at where we're going to go in the world next. Where else would I like to go on holiday? Norway. Yep, pretty much. Hamkam, which is just I'm sure it's not a weird name to Norwegians, but it's a weird name to me. Hamkam. They are going to attack south. See, if you're attacking west in Norway, you could be going right the way over to the US or Canada, really. But either way, they're going to go south. So let's go and find them in Europe. This is Hamkam. So they're going. Are they going directly south, slightly to the east? So it's the west. So it's going to hit Skide. So it's going to be Hamkam versus Skide, and an all Norwegian clash. Are we going to get some more nice green or some horrible coloured yellow on the map? This is the second game in Norway we've had after Rosenborg played against someone. I can't remember who they played, but I just remember Rosenborg and going on about Råstrand and Stefan Everson. So this is Hamkam versus Skide. I don't quite know how to pronounce that or anything in this game, but here it is, and it's a 2-1 win for Hamkam. Vidar Ari Jonsson and Henrik Udal scoring in the first half. Martin Hull Anderson gave Skide some hope in the start of the second, but it was too little too late all in all. It's a 2-1 win for Hamkam. So, are they going to get any players? That is the question. They are, and it's going to be one. So I've shortened the spin now. It makes it a lot better. So, which player is it going to be? Oh, yeah, it's Christopher. Oh, Denmark's back, Ken. Sorry, Christopher Denmarksbakken. So Hamkam have taken Skide's land from down here, and they've taken a player across. So let's go over to the wheel and see if we're going to go and get another giant of the football world. Well, we've got the mighty Wanderers from what I want to say is Malawi, and I assume is Malawi, but we've been bitten before on this. So which way are Mighty Wanderers going to attack? They are going to go southwest. Mighty Wanderers, there we go. And so they're going to play the Mighty Tigers. It's a mighty derby. I assume there's no place called Mighty, and it's just coincidence that those two are next to each other. Mighty Wanderers versus Mighty Tigers. All set for the Mighty Derby. Tigers versus Wanderers. And we're going in. It's a 4-1 win for the Wanderers. Mighty Wanderers. I wonder if they're Bolton fans. 4-1 win for Mighty Wanderers against Mighty Tigers. So the goals were, and Mighty Wanderers did go 4-0 up in this. So 2 for Vincent Nyangulu, Kondwani Lefeu got 1, and Miracle Gabea got 1, and Richard Banda scored for the Mighty Tigers. That wasn't actually as painful as I was expecting. It was complete dominance, bar possession. I think obviously once you go ahead, the other team's trying to get back into it, because these are obviously players as cup games, so you, as a manager, or even if it's the AI doing it, they'd probably think we don't need to push out too much, so they sit back, let Mighty Tigers have the possession. Either way, you know how games work, and you know how football works, so I don't know why I've gone into that. Either way, let's see how many players are going to go from the Tigers to the Wanderers, and it is going east. Why the hell do I keep spinning that? Let's see how many players are going from the Tigers to the Wanderers. Just the one player, and I nearly gave him Richard Manda then, who is not as good as Victor Nuenda. Victor Nuenda is going to go across to the Mighty Wanderers. So the Mighty Wanderers have taken the Mighty Tigers area at the very southern tip of Malawi. Again, let's spin the wheel. Let's see where we're going to go to next. It is Tampa Bay Rowdies in the USA. I know where USA is. I know where Tampa is? He says very, very cautiously. I've said this before and then not been able to find it. We'll finally move away from the little islands, and Tampa should be around here. There they are, Tampa Bay Rowdies. So let's see which way they are going to attack. And they are going to go northwest, which is going to hit into Legion, which is Birmingham Legion, which is a second tier US team. Obviously the US doesn't work in tiers, it works in you've got the MLS because you've got the money and the franchises, without promotion or relegation, which doesn't really make for interesting league pyramid schemes, league pyramids. That's just subjective opinion on it. I'd much rather have promotion and relegation in these places, especially in somewhere as big as the US. But then again, if these smaller teams don't have the money, can you really see Birmingham Legion, travelling all the way? I mean, they'll be in the Western and Eastern conferences, but travelling all the way up to Minnesota, I mean, it's a huge distance to go, isn't it? So all ready for Tampa Bay versus Birmingham Legion, both in the same lower division Eastern Conference. Let's see who's going to come out on top here. They're both similar. I'm about to say of similar ability, and it shows it. It's 2-1 win to Birmingham Legion, close game. Rubens Pacius gave Tampa Bay the lead in the 9th minute, an equaliser by Sebastian Saucedo in the 40th minute, and then a 92nd minute injury time winner by Stefano Pino has booked Birmingham's safety, I guess. I was going to say place in the next round, but there isn't a place in the next round. They might get chosen straight away or never again for another 6 months. Either way, that's a 2-1 win for Birmingham Legion, so we're going to see who they get. I'm not going to spin that arrow again. And it's going to be 3 players. Now this is what they want. So beating a team similar ability when you're a lower league team and getting 3 of their players. I mean, we saw Hanover get 2 players from Wolfsburg on the first episode, where they were the lower division team and won 3-0 and got 2 very good players to come across to them. Either way, this is slightly less glamorous, but they're going to get 3 players from Tampa Bay, which is going to be Nicholas Campisi, which is the goalkeeper, Manuel Artiga, and then, oh, thank God, Ben Bender. Cracking name. So Birmingham Legion take over the north of Florida. Difficult games down this way, difficult game to the east of them as well. The best bet is probably heading towards Memphis over here, if they get the choice to do that, should I say. Let's go and spin the wheel. Maybe we'll get Memphis, maybe we'll get Birmingham Legion, maybe we'll get PAF from Pakistan. Second time to Pakistan. Last time, did the Pakistani team entered India, didn't it? From memory. Was it Rajasthan maybe? It was SN, something pipeline is in there. Or did I get it the wrong way around? Did Rajasthan make it? I can't remember. It's that long. I mean, it probably feels that long anyway for you guys watching these things. Yeah, they did. So they ended up in here, and now we need to find PAF. PAF. Oh, I didn't move that over. There we go. Oh, there we are. First try. We don't actually know which way they are spinning, so let's have a quick spin round, and they are going to go to mainly east. So they are going to attack Sichuan Jiuniu. Sichuan. They're going to attack Sichuan. For a second time, the Sichuan team are going to play, and we know they're not that great, but we also know that Pakistani teams are not that great. So this could be another interesting lineup, but it could also be that Sichuan are just going to poke themselves into many different countries. We are ready for PAF, stands for Pakistan Air Force, as I found out, and SC Sichuan Jiuniu. Second game for Jiuniu, chance to be the first team to get into 3 countries, and they are. They have managed to beat PAF after extra time. PAF actually had more shots over the course of the match. Less shots on target though, and less possession, and more crucially, less goals. So it is 2 goals for Nizhny Novgorod, who's probably one of the top goal scorers in this competition so far. I've not been keeping track though. That's going to be ridiculous with the amount of teams. But if you're watching along and you want to keep track of all the goal scorers and everything that happens, feel free. Wanki also scored, and I'm sure he scored in the last one as well. And Mansour Khan scored the 2 goals for PAF. I have looked, he is the best player for the team at a grand total of 50, which would actually bulk out SC Junior's team, but the problem is that their striker is more than double the player he is, even though he'd fit in here. So maybe they'll move to a 2-striker formation based on the players that they have to their disposal, or he might just come off the bench. Either way, we don't know if he's going there yet. So let's spin the wheel, and we'll... Yep, he is. It's just going to be him. We'll shift him over, and we will move the map. So Sichuan have now taken over this area of Pakistan. They have this area of Mongolia, and obviously this area in China, without having to play any Chinese teams. That is, just they've only played 2 games, but they have defended both of them as well. They have been attacked twice, but that's what happens when you're such a massive area of land. I don't want to say such a massive club. They're not really. They've got 1 decent player. Anyway, let's spin the wheel, and we'll see who's going to hit them next, or who's going to... Where are we going to go? Very unique. So unique in... I assume that is one of the Virgin Islands. But it's the British Virgin Islands or the American Virgin or the US Virgin Islands, I'm not sure. So we'll have a quick check of our country codes to make sure. VIR is the US Virgin Islands. There they are, unique. So this is unique. This is very unique. And they will be going up against whoever we spin the wheel for. I really need to get like a roll on here. I'm just not quite grasping it. They're going south, so they're going to fight off against Whitey Kabuli. All ready for Unique versus White Kabuli. It's going to be an interesting game because neither team are very good, but White Kabuli are the team who have won. It's 3-0. Oh yeah, I couldn't see the third goal scorer. It's because Miguel de Jesus has scored twice. Luke Leader got the first goal in the game. Rob Ellicott got sent off for Unique. So, how many players are Unique going to give up to go to White Kabuli? Just the one. So Unique's best player is Mike Elliott. Did we see Mike Elliott there? No, we didn't. Mike Elliott is that good. So there we have it. White Kabuli have taken Unique's land in the southeast of the US Virgin Islands. So let's go back to the wheel and see where we're going to go next. Oceania? Denmark. I can't pronounce that. It's only 5 letters and I still can't do it. Vejle? Is the J silent? It is for me today. Vejle. And we will need to go to the arrow first and then the map. Yeah, so they're going to go east. So this is Vejle. They are going east, slightly south, so it's going to hit FC Fredericia. All ready for Vejle versus Fredericia. All Danish clash, I think the first Danish clash, and that is a huge win for 2 relatively even match sides. So it's 4-0 to Vejle. Wahid Fagir got the first one. Mikkel Dueland got the second. Lasse Nielsen, and then Andrew Hjulsager. Yeah, big results. Big results. Let's see how many of the Fredericia players are going to go across to Vejle. It's just the one. And Federicia's best player is the goalkeeper, Etienne Green. So Vejle have taken Federicia's land. I'm glad they've gone out because I can't get the name right. and taken Etienne Green across. So let's go and spin the wheel again. See who we get. We are going to get God damn it. Hrvati. Croatian anyway. Let's spin the arrow and let's see where we're going. We're going northeast. So let's go down to Croatia. Hrvati is, I say, northeast, so they are going to go into Bosnia and play against Rudar. So all ready for Rudar versus Hrvati. Let's hope Rudar win, just for my own sake of saying that name. So let's go into it, and it is a 2-0 win for Rudar. Nemanja Dragutinovic and Jorge Bolivar have scored 2 goals for Rudar. Raul Milinovic got sent off for the team I can't pronounce. They got absolutely played off the park though, didn't they? Surprised it was only 2. The keeper did quite well. Oh, that's Rudar's keeper, isn't it? Wonder how Hrvats did. How many keepers have they got? All the best players are keepers. Let's see if they're going to get anyone from Hrvats. 3 players going to get 2 keepers. Probably won't fit in their team. So they're going to get Dujebiuk. Jesus. Good. I'm glad he's going across. Pavel Vugdelia and Zenin Osmanovic. So I've come to a little bit of an issue with Pavel Vugdelia, is that he's a goalkeeping coach / goalkeeper at 35. And if I try moving him to the other club of Rudar, it comes up asking me to basically choose a job for him. I can't make him a player. I could make him a goalkeeping coach, but there's no point because obviously they're not going to get coached. So in lieu of that, he's going to stay with Hrvatski, and we're going to just move Marin Topic over anyway. It is just another goalkeeper. The better goalkeeper's already gone across, or the higher current ability goalkeeper's already gone across, and Rudar may have a better goalkeeper anyway. So we'll move Marin Topic over. So there we are. Rudar now entered into Croatia. Back to the wheel. See where we're going. We are going to get RC Cuba, and that's, I believe, Algeria. So we're going to go to North Africa. Okay, RC Cuba are here, this green one. So they will be staying within Algeria no matter what happens, but we'll see who they will play. We're going to go north east. It's still going to hit here no matter what, I think. So we're looking at NA Hussein Dey. Okay, I accidentally turned my recording off when I was trying to click through to the actual screen. I don't know why. 2-0 to NA Hussein Dey. Goals for Jalal Boukerma and Adel Jera. I did spin the wheel. It landed on a 1. Here you go. And it's going to be Brahim Buda who's going to go across to from RC Cuba to Hussein Dey. Apologies for that. These things will happen. So here we have NA Hussein Dey have taken RC Cuba's area of Algeria, and they've moved a bit further down into the centre of Africa. So let's go back to the wheel and see where we're going to head next. And we're going to go to, I'm assuming, Guinea, ASFAG. There they are, ASFAG. They are on the coast. Always a dangerous one when they're on the coast of Africa. So let's spin the wheel, the arrow, and see which way they're attacking. South. So they're not going to move away. They're going to be attacking Haroya AC. So let's get this one right. ASFAG versus Haroya AC. We managed to actually keep recording, so that's a good sign. Let's see how this game goes. And it's 7-0 to Haroya. They were a much stronger team on paper. They had 35 shots to the 1 from ASFAG. They managed to also get a man sent off in the 61st minute, which can't have helped, but they were already, 5-0 down at that point, or 5-0 down after 30 minutes. So we had goals from Salif Koulibaly, Isiaka Samaki, Dauda Kamara, Okanzi Mandela, 2 for Yakuba Barry, and 1 for Mori Kanti. Well, that's very, very, very dominant. Let's spin the wheel to see how many players they get, they're going to get the one still. So their best player is Nabi Silla, but if you have a look, the Ghanaian will not really fit in. So there's a lot of alt-tabbing. I mean, he's going to be way down here somewhere, which shows how strong this Haroya team actually are. So there we have it. Haroya have taken ASFAG's lands. They now own a large chunk of Guinea in the southwest region. They are one of the best teams in Guinea. There's a chance that they could take all this, but there's also a chance being on this coast here that they could end up in this, like, the Americas. Let's spin the wheel, shall we, and see where we're going for our next venture. And we are hitting Grêmio. Grêmio in Brazil. Let's just quickly spin the arrow so we know which way we're going to go, and then forget which way we're going to go and come back to the arrow. Southwest. Should know this logo. There it is. Grêmio. And they're going southwest, so they're going to take on Sport Club International. So we're all ready for Grêmio versus International. Did notice there's a couple of players you'd recognise on both of these sides. They are pretty good sides as well, so let's go into see how this goes. And it's 4-0 to International. Okay, I noticed Grêmio looked really good. So this is a big turn up for the Bucks. 4-0, that's ridiculous. So it's Bruno Tabata, 2 for Rafael Santos Boy, and 1 for Alan Rodriguez. International, I thought we'd be able to get to it, but they've got Alan Patrick, who I remember at Shakhtar from like FM 12 or 13 or something stupid like that. He just moved over there. He was like 20 years old or something like that. And I thought it was the most ridiculous Brazilian name that I'd ever seen. Alan Patrick. Either way. So he's going to stay at International. It depends how many players they're going to get from Grêmio. Grêmio have got a few good players as well. So let's spin this, and no doubt it's going to land on 0. Ooh. It's going to land on 1. So they're still going to get 1 player from Grêmio, which is going to be Arthur, formerly of Barcelona, Juventus. Actually, still of Juventus, according to this game. He was on loan here. He also went on loan to Liverpool and didn't play, from memory. But they've also got Martin Braithwaite, also former Barcelona, but he's going to disappear off the face of the planet now. So there we have it. International have taken over Grêmio's land. So we are now going to spin the wheel. We're going to Saudi Arabia, that is. I was thinking it was Korea then, but it's Saudi Arabia, and it's Al-Hazm. Al-Hazm are going to be attacking southeast-ish. So this is Al-Hazm. Sorry, I just always get taken aback by whatever that logo is. So Al-Hazm are here, and they were attacking south, so pretty much anywhere south from Al-Hazm is Jeddah. So I'll get that set up for our first Saudi matchup. So Al-Hazm versus Jeddah. Al-Hazm are the attacking team who I've seen in the last few games, the attacking team seems to lose almost every single time, but Jeddah are the division below them, and it should be a comfortable win for Al-Hazm. And it is a comfortable win for Al-Hazm. Al-Hazm? Al-Hazm. I don't know how to speak Arabic, I think. Anyway, Elias Makwana and Fabio Martins, the goal scorers in this game, and we will see if any of the Jeddah players are going to survive the Imperialism. Yes, 1 player of Jeddah is going to go across. It's going to be Ngweni Undasi. Ngweni Undasi. Ngweni Undasi, who's going to go across to Al-Hazm. As you can see, he will fit in around here somewhere. So it's not too bad a call. They've got a couple of standout players, and then it kind of drops off a bit, and middling 90s, around, or 100 to 90 is the majority of their squad there. So here's Al-Hazm. They've taken over Al-Hazm. I'm going to keep changing it up each time. Al-Hazm, Hazim, Al-Hazar. Huzzah! God's sake. Lack of sleep. So we have, seen Jeddah's land taken away. Al-Hazm's got that. They've got the Cameroonian lad, Ngweni Undasi, and we will now spin the wheel, see where we're going to go next. Flying through these now. Well, we need to. Balestier. We'll call them that. Singapore. And we know where Singapore is because we went the wrong place last time. There they are, Balestier. So Balestier are going to play off against... We didn't do the arrow, so let's do the arrow now. Are they going to stay in Singapore? They are. From the centre of their logo, it's still going to hit the team above because it's the majority of it's north. They're going to play off against Tampines? Balestier versus Tampines. Second time we've been to Singapore. So Singapore's teams are actually dropping quite quickly. We might actually have a country to take over, or they might not appear for 1,000 more spins. So here we go. Let's have a look and see how we go on. Tampines are the winners. They were slightly better on paper in terms of overall players. The Balestier have some of the better players, so this is probably quite good for Tampines. So Boris Kapitovic and Kyoga Nakamura are the goal scorers. We will spin to see how many players they're going to get. And they have one player, which is going to be good, or it could be good. So we've got Jakov Katusa and Anton Faze. So we'll need to flip our coin. So Anton Faze is second one down, so it'll be tails. The other guy's going to be heads. It's going to be heads. So the player who's going across is Jakov Katusa. So here we have Tampines. They've taken over the land of Balestier. Balestier, close enough. It's Tampines Rovers, by the way, just so you know. And they've taken their player, Jakov Katusa. Let's go and spin the wheel again and see where we're heading this time. Done some interesting games in the last few ones, and this is going to be Cape Verde, Ivory Coast or Cabo Verde. It's Salre. So we'll spin to see which way they're going to go, but we don't actually know where they are. But that could be heading off into the middle of the Americas. So they are going to go due west. Just check these ones here. It's neither of them. Salre. So it's here with the very, very similar flag to Palence, which is also very, very similar to Benfica, which being a former Portuguese colony. I don't know how. And I don't want to get into the politics of it all. We've got Salre, and they're going to be fighting off against, oh my god, OS Sanjoanensis. Okay, so we have Salre versus OS Sanjoanensis. Sanjoanensis. Oh god. And they're going to win because Salre did not have a good side. So, was it Salve? One of them. You know what? One of these teams was really bad, and I can't remember which one it was. It's ended up 3-1 to San Juanenses. Jose Perez, Josima Lopez, and Elvis Moraes. The goal scorer is Tony. Scored for Salve. So, was it? It was. So, San Juanenses, their best player is a current ability of 8. If he went over to Salre, he'd be their worst player. How have they just won 3-1 against them? That is an immense shock. Wow. Okay, well, this is going to really boost them. This is where they roll a 0, though, on this next spin. But let's see what they're going to get. Wow. Oh, they want that. And they've got it too. Well, 2 players from Salre are going to go across, and they're going to automatically make the team immensely better. But obviously, as a full 11, it's not going to be too great. But there we go. Henry Moraes and Valdir are going to go across. So here, OS San Juanense. I'm so glad they've stayed in. OS San Juanense have stayed here. They've taken the land, and now we're going to spin the wheel again. Sorry, I completely sidetracked what I was doing then. So we are next going to go to the USA again, and it's New York Red Bulls. That's a team I've heard of. Possibly a team I'll be able to find. I don't know much about the... So, geography-wise, Europe is my go-to. Bits of Africa, bits of Asia. Oceania's too... difficult with all the islands. South America is quite easy because there's not many countries there, but North America, obviously you've got all these islands. I can never remember what order these are in, apart from Panama and Costa Rica are there, and Mexico's up there. And when it comes to actually where states are, I'm not usually very good at it, but I know New York is up around this corner, and that's the NYCFC, so NYCFC, New York City Football Club. That's just difficult to say. But this is New York Red Bulls. I know of that one because it's the Red Bull logo as well. New York Red Bulls, which way are they going to attack? So, don't remove that, don't be silly. So we'll spin the arrow, and they are going to go southeast, which could be. It's almost directly southeast, which would, from the centre of the logo. Is it Philly or is it New York? From what I can see, I think we're going to hit Philly, but I'm not entirely convinced. Just hitting Philadelphia. So again, we seem to be avoiding as many derbies as possible. Okay, I've just accidentally pressed the button to go into the match, so quickly jumped to a screen. I didn't actually see the results myself. So New York Red Bulls versus Philadelphia Union, and the final score is 1-0 to Philadelphia Union. Michael Uri, I'm going to go with the goal scorer, but they dominated the game against New York. I thought New York were supposed to be quite a good team, but apparently not. Either way, let's see if any of the New York players are going to go to Philly. Just the one, and that will be Emil Forsberg. I didn't realise Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting is actually playing over in New York now. I didn't also realise that he's 34, and that will be 2023. So, wow, he'll be about 36 now, 35, 36. Sorry, my own mortality flashes by my eyes. Okay, so here you see Philadelphia Union have taken this area of New York. When I say this area of New York, obviously New York's down here somewhere, but you can't fit them all in that easily. So, so this was New York Red Bulls area. I finally said it right. There is still the other New York side, the one in the City Group, and then you've got Philadelphia Union, who've taken all this section here. So we'll go to the wheel and see who we're going to get next. And we are going to go to Stone Temple Pilots. Barrios Unidos. STP. I cannot for the life of me think what STP could be. Sao Tome and Principe. Okay. So that is another island just off the coast of Africa, or another group of islands. So they're going to go south west. So we're going to check. It's not going to be one of these. Okay, so we are staying within Sao Tome and Principe. There they are. So if it had gone any further west, they could have been flying across the ocean. As it stands, they're going to be playing up against Sporting Sao Tome. Sao Tome, I assume it's just Sao Tome. Sao Tome, sorry. So here we are, Barrios Unidos versus Sporting Sao Tome, and it looks like Sporting Sao Tome are the stronger team on paper. Barrios Unidos are attacking, which has been a poison chalice, so to speak, or just a curse in general for any team who's attacking. Seem to go on to lose, not always, but they've lost on penalties. I told you they were quite close on paper, but it has ended 1-1 after extra time, and Sao Tome have won on penalties 4-3. So Jidley Rompau scored in the 95th minute, so 5 minutes into extra time, only to be pegged immediately back by Edgar Lima. His penalty for Barrios Unidos. Barrios, not Barrios. Keep saying it wrong. Penalties ended up being 4-3. There was 5 misses overall, 2 for Sao Tome and Sporting Sao Tome, and 3 for Barrios Unidos. Seemed to have the better of the game in terms of shots and possession, but they just couldn't seem to beat out Sporting Sao Tome. So let's see how many players they're going to get from Barrios Unidos. None at all. Okay, they're just going to take the land. So Sporting Sao Tome have taken, and I've just noticed, by the way, it's Beiros Unidos, not Barrios. Beiros, Bairros. I've been saying it wrong all this time. Never mind. They've gone now. I don't have to say it again. So Sporting Sao Tome have that land. We'll go back to the wheel, and we'll see where we're going next. We've not been to Europe for a while. We're still not there. We still stay in Africa, in Djibouti, and it's AS Port. Let's just try and find AS Port quickly. There they are. This is AS Port, and we're going to spin the arrow. Are they going to keep up the losing streak of teams coming out? Who are attacking? So they are going to attack Garde Cotes. So for our first all Djibouti tie, this is AS Port versus Garde Cotes. It's a 3-1 win for AS Port. They were the much stronger team on paper, but the stats don't actually show that. So goals for AS Port by Omar Aptidon, Ahmed Yusuf Amor and Mahad Hassan. And the goal for Garde Cotes, single goal should I say, is by Musa Adan. So we'll see how many players are going to go across to AS Port. Just the one from Garde Cotes, but they've not really got many good players. So it's going to be Mahad Daher, who is a 9 current ability. 9. He's going to move across to AS Port, who he won't be the worst player in the squad. Let's just give him that, I guess. So here AS Port have taken over this section here of Djibouti. Let's go back to the wheel. And where are we going to go? We are going to Malawi again. This is Blue Eagles FC this time. So if we spin the arrow, one day I'll get a nice rhythm going on this, but for now, no. Southeast, down to Malawi, Blue Eagles. You look like a Blue Eagle. You are Blue Eagles. And if we go in southeast, but it's going more to the east, so it is going to hit Silver Strikers. Here we are, all ready for the game. Let's get into it. And it is a 3-0 comfortable win for Silver Strikers, beating out Blue Eagles FC. Goals from Frank Banda, Levison Maganizo, and Tatedwa Willard. Young Chimodzi was sent off for Blue Eagles, but they were 2-0 down at that point anyway, so it didn't really have too much effect on the outcome of the match. So let's see how many players will go across to the Silver Strikers. Just the one from Blue Eagles, and that will be it's going to be a coin toss again. So it's going to be the injured Kouali. Obviously he won't be injured inside the game when we bring him back for the next game. He'll have got over his injury in like 1,500 spins or what have you. So there we have it. Silver Strikers have taken Blue Eagles land, one of their players, and we need to remove them from the wheel. So there they go. This now leaves us with 3,430 teams still to go. We've got it down for, 68 teams have dropped out so far. I'm going to call this episode now. We've got rid of 50 teams in this episode. We only did, close to 50 teams. I don't know exactly how many. 50. Yeah, the results next to it say 50. So if you see, these are all the ones who've actually been spun on, and the majority of them have gone out because of the way it seems to have gone throughout this game. If you've enjoyed watching it so far, I mean, there's going to be a lot of it. So if you have enjoyed watching it so far, please hit the like button, please subscribe, ring the bell, etc., and you get notified when the next one comes out. I'm going to try and get these out weekly as best I can, but I've got a a new daughter who's going to be born any day now, so it'll be worked around that, clearly. If you didn't like it, don't click like. If you didn't enjoy it, don't subscribe. But it's all up to you. If you enjoy the whole idea of FM imperialism, and if I'm not too grating on your senses, then give us a shout. Let's see how it goes. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye.